How did Biden do not talking?
How close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state. And everybody wanted to get it back to the states, everybody. And China, nothing, and Russia, nothing, and India, nothing. I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history.
Not great. I'm not a political expert, but while Biden was preparing at Camp David for a week, did anyone mention he would also be on camera?
This is the first presidential election since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Oh, shit, we're back, baby! Abortion, A to the B to the O to the R to the T to the repeal of Roe v. Wade. That is Trump's weakest issue.
It's been a great thing.
Oh, he is it's a great thing.
Hey, Johnny boy, why don't you relax a little bit, buddy? Because the last time I checked, we pledge our allegiance to the Republic, which means the power is in the people at the state level, not in the hands of some bumbling bureaucrat who thinks they know what's best for everyone.
Hit him, Joey!
It's a terrible thing, what you've done.
It's this is awesome! We are done here. TKO. No. Joe, don't say anything else. Joey!
The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by a
Today, Junior?
immigrant coming in. They talk about that.
I think John's face pretty much sums it up. This guy is just going in a million different directions. It honestly reminds me of...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Nailed it.
Many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border.
So how do we do this now? Do I take his car back to the White House tonight? I mean, come on. We done with this shit? Do I just UPS his stuff? I mean, come on. That was crazy what he did just now. All right, Trumper, what do you got on substance?
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. A lot of credit for the military and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess. He allowed me.
Before we let Trump answer that, notice the question down here by CNN. Allow me to answer it since CNN relies on its audience who has the collective IQ of a potato. Top earners are there for a reason. They know something someone else doesn't. And because of that, they make more than them. And because they make more than them, they spend more than them. And when they spend more than them, there's motion in the economy. And when there's motion in the economy, jobs are created, businesses thrive, and everyone benefits. So, because of all this, they deserve an incentive, which is, you guessed it, keeping more of their money. The same logic applies to the big bad corporations that the lefties hate. Corporations create products we all use, create jobs for millions of people, and help drive innovation. But hey, what would the left know about any of this? They're too busy stopping the real problems from being fixed. Okay, now, back to Trump's answer.
Millions of people to come in here from prisons, jails, and mental institutions. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants. We had the lowest taxes ever.
But this is about our nation's veterans, foreign policy. This is important to Biden.
Yeah, if he cared about veterans so much, he wouldn't have completely ignored the 13 Americans that were killed during his demented withdrawal from Afghanistan.
I'm Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G was a United States Marine, and she was killed at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan. While Joe Biden has refused to recognize their sacrifice, Donald Trump spent 6 hours in Bedminster with us.
You see, even before the debate, there had been some troubling moments of disconnect from the president. You know, perhaps this chart will illustrate and illuminate the point more clearly. For instance,
Before you do that, John, let me help bring some dimension to your amazing chart there.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds.
Not mathematically possible.
Well, you said 6'4", 200.
Or it's precisely what we're proposing. It has never been done before.
Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him.
Ronald Reagan. Now you're Jack Kennedy.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag.
Republicans and Democrats. Republicans and
I was at 8 handicap. Yeah. 8. But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
used to doing bipartisan deals.
But we told each other what we're going to do. When we did it with Reagan, he said, here are the things we're going to cut. Here's what he said.
Let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn.
Let's not act like children.
To a specific.
That's coming from the Republican Congress working bipartisanly.
Mitt Romney.
7% rating.
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Yeah, you can't beat Medicare, Joe. I think you forgot the script on that one, too. Okay, back to Johnny Boy and his chart.
2022, when we saw Biden give a shout out to Representative Jackie.
Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Jackie isn't there. Do you know why she isn't there? Because she died 6 weeks ago. The same time you made a condolence statement about her death.
Then there was the recounting of a recent conversation that the president had with his counterpart, the president of France.
And Mitterrand from France, looked at me and said, you know, how long are you back for?
Then, of course, to be fair, State of the Union. Concern dropped a little bit at the State of the Union. He kind of nailed it. But then the debate happened and we kind of, what the f?
It seems as if Biden is shit his depends diapers from what would happen if Trump gets in office. I could be reaching here, but I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. The truth is, this goes a lot deeper than just politics. The Democrats have no clue on what being great even means. Their entire strategy is, and always has been, to engineer dependency. And the way that's done is by setting the bar so pathetically low that people have to depend on them. And if you look all around you, you'll see what that looks like. Here's the deal. If we want to go back to being the greatest country in the world, then we're going to need a leader who can unite us, not divide us. We're going to need a leader who puts the people of this amazing country first and listens to everyone's voice because he actually cares. We're going to need a leader who fights in the face of death and keeps on fighting.